All right. So, welcome back to the Pocket Dimensions Dungeons and Dragons stream. We're on episode 3, which is titled Ruins of the Blasted Lands. So let's do a quick recap. Who remembers what happened last time?
Do. Which I'm actually typing it out at the same time.
Awesome. You want to do it?
Yeah, sure. Hey, so Conan, Aelin, and Tanith ended up losing their previous compatriots to a sandstorm, and as they were wandering the deserts of the Blasted Lands, fought some giant spiders, fought dehydration, and ended up at a large oasis as they proceeded to hide from local authorities. Ended up at some large crevice. There's an oasis in a town. I personally don't remember the name of the town.
It's called Star Falls.
Yeah, Starfall. It was full of some dwarves working in a crevice down deep, hanging off of various elevator-like contraptions with rope. About some talking and walking around town, we ended up meeting and discussing with the local archwizard, Sorbus. Told us to go and deal with with the hobgoblins that were across the way. We accepted after some rather delicious tea made some people more friendly than others. After we went to the hobgoblins, we ended up conversing with them, having a chat with them. Nobody died, thankfully. And then we discovered that they just want water, and Sorbos has been keeping them from having water, so went back, talked to Sorbos, and now we are trying to, we discussed that they are going to be allowed to have water. But some of the party members don't think Sorbos is being truthful.
I love the comment in the stream chat, just like the hit 2001 animated movie Rango. It's, it is Rango-esque, I guess you could say. It's in the same
Rango
genre as Rango.
Bunny.
You're right. Rango is mostly reptiles and small desert mammals. There should have been
didn't have the gobos either.
But, it had room for a bunny, I'll say. You could have fit a hare in there.
It could have totally had a desert hare.
Right. So, that was a really good synopsis. That was great. Thank you.
No problem.
So that where we left off, you guys had returned to Sorbos, you bargained with him, and he agreed to let the hobgoblins have access to the water and said that he had been wanting to try something out. He kind of alluded to that he was going to perform some sort of a test. And you guys noticed a beautiful pink flower growing inside of his tower. He sent you...
That's right.
Right.
Roland was curious about eating it.
Right. Which...
we don't eat random
probably
things.
Shouldn't do.
It wasn't voiced or anything, it's just been in his head.
Right.
It's a
well, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not the best thing to do.
I'm not gonna metagame if he eats it.
So, after you guys leave the place without eating the flower, you find yourselves back on the street, standing next to the spray of the massive waterfall, and looking out over the town. The sun is kind of setting, and as it's going through like the mist of the water coming out of the off the waterfall, it's forming a beautiful rainbow over the town. And you see, stumbling into the streets at this exact moment, as Aelin sort of disappears off into the distance, Smudgeface, Mudface, and Dan Truelove. It's okay, you guys all three know each other already, right? So...
I don't know about True
maybe
Love,
not True
but I know
Love.
the gobos.
The gobos do. So, Dan Truelove, why would you be hanging out with these two goblins?
They seemed a little suspicious, so I found them in the desert and started following them.
Two little gobos and one running around going bonk.
Yeah, exactly my point.
Alright, so you two goblins now. Here, let me explain to you where you guys are since you're coming in fresh. Alright, this canyon is way out in the middle of the Blasted Lands. It's basically like hidden. You won't find it on any maps. There's only one entrance to it. It has massive 200-foot sheer cliffs all around it on all sides, and the top of the cliffs are inhabited by fire giants and fire elementals, which basically make it like impassable to go up the wall over the rim. It's just would be chaos, would be madness. If you look way down far in the south, you can spot even a fire giant castle built on top of a volcano, which I just think looks super cool. But you so you're basically trapped down in this little valley, because as soon as you guys got through the canyon that led you into this huge sort of basin, or like a bowl rather, it collapsed and trapped you inside. So there's like tons of rubble and stuff piled up to the northern exit, so the only way you could really go was south. Now the whole place is like super hot, like 100 degrees all the time, and the only water to be found in the entire area is in this waterfall, which only goes a little ways across the desert, making this oasis before it plummets down into this massive chasm down into the Underdark. So you guys have been traveling probably for a couple of days through the scorching heat, and probably are, thirsty and exhausted. But just as you almost made it to town, some weird guy in armor started following you, came out of nowhere from behind some dunes, and he's been trailing you for the last couple of miles.
Interesting.
So you guys see these goblins come wandering into town. So everybody, since you're seeing each other for the first time, let's all roll initiative, and we're going to do character descriptions in initiative order so we can all tell each other what we look like as you all encounter each other on the street. Ooh, you should.
I do have that.
Oh, wait. Let me move you guys back to the right. There we go. Sorry about that.
Yeah, 28, that fits.
All
I don't
right.
even see myself on there.
Dan Truelove, right here.
Oh, I was looking at the turn order.
Gotcha. Did you roll initiative?
There we go. Got
Terrence
a 4.
initiative down.
4. I'll set you up.
Oh god, it looks like the bunny's gonna be going first in most of these encounters.
So Dan, you got a 4. Terrence is a 16. Perfect.
Terrence is an 18.
18, gotcha. Alright, so Ronan, you go first, predictably.
Alright, so what you would see is Ronan is a curious little folk. Strange in these parts. He's got very tannish skin. I said skin. Fur. Orange, red eyes. He carries around a very large book. It's about half his size. He carries it on kind of a strap that goes around his shoulders and stuff like that. And every once in a while, you'll see a carrot appear in his hand, and he'll scribble something in his book with a carrot. He's dressed in very, kind of tribal-esque robes. They are purple and sandy gold in color around the trim. He has a purple band that keeps his ears kind of pulled back, and in the center of this band dangles a red gem that sits in the center of his brow. He is always looking around at the slightest noise, and he stays fairly close to the ground. He is definitely one who does not like loud noises or to be snuck up on.
Oh, this poor rabbit.
Yeah.
This poor rabbit.
Okay, that excellent description. Smudge face, you're up next.
Well, it's hard to top that.
Right, it's hard to act to follow, but we believe in you.
You got this, Smudgy.
Smudge face. I'm playing a 3'1" goblin who is always carrying around a golden lyre. Loves to play it. He has brown hair, red eyes, green skin, leather armor, black fingerless gloves. He has a pouch on his waist, but you know, it's fairly simple. It's nothing too complicated.
Okay. You guys all notice this pouch. And how simple it is. Now just razzing you. But, so, yeah, I mean, a goblin, now you know about you guys that have been here for a minute, you know about the hostility between, like, the local goblin populations and the townspeople. But obviously, like, these goblins do not. Or they don't look like the goblins that you have encountered around here.
I mean, if you think about it, they were raised by a dragon. I'm pretty sure they don't know much about anything besides, being fierce like a dragon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But they don't
think they're hobgoblins.
Yeah, they think they're hobgoblins, but they don't know that they're not just really short hobgoblins.
You're smaller than a bunny. I want you to know that.
Right.
Yes,
So,
I know this. And then you're gonna have Mudface going, ah!
well, it's your turn, Mudface.
Alright, well, first thing you're gonna notice about Mudface is that, she wears very simple outfit. Like, it's just like a cloth top and like a skirt type short thing that, very simple, kind of, freedom of movement. She also carries a spear. Green skin, green hair, amber eyes. Got this little playful smirk usually on her face, like, she's usually in on some kind of inside joke, and she can sometimes be seen bouncing with energy because she's just one of those hyperactive little individuals. And she's always with her Sluggy, her best bud, and her companion through thick and thin, and probably one of the only people she'll fully ever let see unguarded.
And that's
that's just
Mudface.
Yep, that's Mudface. Very, very simple goblin, but doesn't quite know she's not, not yet just part dragon. She thinks she is, but she doesn't know she's not.
Right. So as you guys are walking into the street, you see standing next or slightly behind the frantic-looking rabbit is Terrence. Your turn.
Terrence would be sitting next to, standing either way, his cart, as he always is. Just a simple old man. He's an archer, at least, from what he wears. Very skittish, almost more so, or evenly so, with a rabbit, which is concerning for someone who you'd think would be more brave. Always around his donkeys. And that's really all there is to him. He's got a small pouch. It's got different color patches on it, but nothing too extraordinary about it. Just an old elven.
So, Dan Truelove, you see sort of marching into town behind the goblins, probably sweating bullets under his full plate, is Dan Truelove.
Yeah, Dan is pretty freaking hot right now. You can see him wearing his full plate, of course, and a large cloak of protection. Behind his back is a large halberd, and then he's also carrying a cane. Really the only distinguishable feature that he has is his emblem of his house on it.
What's that look like?
Let's go with a heart, because of his last name.
Nice. So you're a human?
Yes. Very human.
And what's your class?
He is all 4 levels of paladin.
Oh, nice. What deity do you fall?
I think it was mace. Let me see. Helm.
What's your blood type?
O positive and negative.
Can I bite your ankles?
Absolutely. You may try.
Alright.
So,
Not the butchery.
you guys converge upon each other in the street outside of the inn. You all look at each other. You see, right as you're all, like, making eye contact and looking at one another, you see the door to the inn open, and out of it steps a guard. Basically, he's wearing a breastplate and one of these sort of dome caps, holding a spear, and he steps out. He's like talking to somebody, and they're like, and he turns around and looks down the street, and he sees the goblins, and he immediately, his expression like turns to like one of shock. He sees the goblins, and he looks at them. He turns, he sees you guys across the street. He looks at you. He looks back at the goblins, and a tense moment passes between everybody.
He's looking at me, and I've been looking at you. And
So what do you
you're
guys-
looking at him?
So what do you guys do with the, well, you have a moment to react before you can tell he's about to either sound an alarm or go after these goblins or something like that.
Mudface is gonna jump in front of Smugface and protect him because she's got to protect her Bardo husband.
Fair enough.
The bonk
Oh,
stick's
is
got a
it
bonk.
Dan would begin to walk up to this guard. He would ask him, you seem troubled, friend. Is there any way that I can help you?
Alright, so you guys see the armored guy walk up back behind around the goblins and walk straight up to the guy asking you if there's any way he could help. He looks at you, he looks down to the goblins, and he points at him with the spear, and he's just like, "Goblins!" And he yells it out, and you hear people in the inside the inn like, "Wah!" And a general kind of panic breaks out as he readies himself for combat.
Whoa, whoa! Hold the fuck up! Buddy! I am just going to, after saying that, gonna duck into this fucking alleyway, because I don't want to be...
So you say hold up? You say hold up? Do you want to roll a
I'm
check?
just saying hold up, yelling, and then I'm running away.
Now you know what's going on here, which is essentially that you've been given orders to not fight the hobgoblins and let them have the water, but this guard does not know that yet because it literally just happened 2 minutes ago.
That's right.
But you actually have the authority to like tell him to not attack them if you were
Do
to.
we have authority to tear it?
Sort of. I mean, like, you know that he's not supposed to, so in theory, I'm just saying.
Gotta fucking peek behind them.
You could potentially help resolve this conflict.
Hard! Stop what you're doing!
So, Terrence, what do you just watch? Or what? Oh,
Oh,
Terrence.
Karen, you got my back, don't you worry! God!
Where are you, Terrence?
He's an old man.
I can't hear him. He's had a heart attack.
He's got to turn up his hearing horn.
Right now. Terrence.
I thought I wasn't muted. I'm sorry. Terrence would do his best to help. They need to stop. We've got orders from Sorbos. He's got plans.
You make a persuasion or a interrogation or anything like that? Investigate, or I don't know, not investigation, obviously. Persuasion, rather? Or,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I got you got Mudface sitting there
Deception.
holding her spear, watching, being like, "I will not be afraid to bonk. Come closer. I'll bonk you."
you know you could take this guy. He's a guard. I mean, you know you could take him.
I'll get your kneecaps and I'll bite your ankles. Bonk.
All right.
Just
No.
No. So you're like, Sorbos, let's not do it. He just obviously doesn't believe you at all. And he turns towards the goblin, just like yells and holds his spear up above his head and starts like running over there. They're pretty good distance
Cast
away
a
though, so
spell
he's like
at him.
running. Okay, what do you cast?
I am going. Oh, stop it! I am going to cast Vortex Warp, and I am going to pull out. A carrot's gonna appear in my hand, and then white runes are going. And white and blue runes will appear around this man for a quick second, and I need him to make a Constitution saving.
All right, let me pull up his stat block really quick. So he's just a little guard. He's just a little guard with not the best Constitution saving throw in the world. He's got a 5. Yeah.
All right, I am going to teleport him on the other side of the bridge. Over here, on that side of the bridge.
Okay. So he just disappears and appears on the other side of the bridge and just keeps running and runs right off the side of the ledge and falls. It's, and he falls down. And the Windhelm scream.
What happened?
Ronan.
Have a nice fall.
I didn't tell him to run off.
Ronan, you've got to
I
be...
know this supposed to happen.
Ronan?
Now you have little Gobbo like keeled over in laughter because the idiot ran off the edge.
Ronan, we've spoken about this. You can't just throw people off cliffs.
I didn't try to.
So the dwarves are looking over at you sort of in horror at this moment, and it occurs to you that you might not be standing in the street for too long. As you see like a number of dwarves outside of the chasm mining building looking over at you guys as they sort of start walking inside and like shutting the doors.
Perhaps we should leave.
Play the goblins!
Smuggy, I think they're afraid of us.
Dan would just follow the rabbit.
I think so.
Dan's like, I'm an accessory. I gotta just get out of here.
Terrence gonna hop on his fucking cart and boogie.
You gonna boogie with us?
Yeah, he's gonna boogie with. He's gonna follow us, but he's fucking
I like how
boogie.
the goblins appear.
You can hop on if you want.
Fight.
So you guys see the. So from your perspective, goblins, you see the people that just basically like stood up for you in some way. Just take off running now after teleporting a guard to a precarious location, leading to his accidental death.
Terrence will swing by there and pick up the goblins if they wish to hop on.
Mudface will grab Smugface's hand and be like, "Let's go adventure!"
Now, whenever
And yeet onto the cart.
Alright, so when you guys jump onto the cart, you notice that these guys are actually wearing beads. Remember those kind of friendship bracelets you got from the hobgoblins?
Yeah.
Right. So you notice that they're wearing some sort of like crudely made, goblin-made jewelry.
There's also 3 dead bodies in the cart we haven't gotten rid of yet.
You also notice the stench of 3 dead bodies that they have not gotten rid of yet.
It's been about 2 or 3 days.
Hey, Smuggy, you think Pops thought we were gonna get into this when we went off the mountain?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Let's go have fun!
Let's go.
So you guys ride. Where do you go? You're following the rabbit, so where do you go? You just out of town, down the street, down the road?
Do we head back to the goblins? Oh, great
Great question.
Just straight out of
Is along
town?
for the ride.
Boom. So you guys ride a safe distance outside of the town into the desert as night sort of falls. And yeah, so sunset.
Mm-hmm.
So you find yourselves out in the middle of the desert at night. Well, in the dusk.
Shit, I remember over this path. Shit.
with a bunch of strangers. So, and this is just a generic path. Don't feel like the map necessarily represents the same exact location.
Okay.
This is desert road map is what this one is. So, what do you... Right, so you're kind of with some relatively new people, and no doubt they want to know what's going on.
I guess Dan would make a comment about, you have all obviously ruined my business in the town. What are you guys even doing here?
You ruined your own stuff. Don't blame me for nothing, tall man. I'll bite you in the knees.
I would like to see you try, small one.
Oh,
I was raised by dragons. Don't test me.
Roll it.
Bonk.
Dan would ignore the goblin.
Bleh.
Sharon is doing his best to not chuckle.
Do cooler heads prevail? And does anybody give him a reasonable answer?
We were attempting to ease relations between the hobgoblin tribes and the town. They've
Maybe the whole time.
It appears that went very well.
yes.
Ah.
It was going better.
Why are you following me?
Figured you might be food. I'm pretty starving.
The bunny is not food.
Not food.
Might be food.
But it's a bunny.
If you eat the bunny, you will get an arrow between the eyes. That is the bunny that saved my life.
Well, I need something to eat.
There's rations back there, just don't eat the bodies.
So, as you guys are saying
Why
that,
would I eat a body?
what's everybody's passive perception look like?
15.
14.
Let me check.
It's a 14 for Dan.
That is going to be a 14 for me.
All right. So who was this? 16? 15?
Smugface.
Smudgeface. You're the only one that notices the shadowy figure moving up behind this dune. Just as the sun fully sets, you see three figures. Oop, get the right token. Moving behind the dune, crouching and moving slowly, creeping out in the darkness stealthily. They are hobgoblins, but they are all wrapped in black stained cloth, kind of like ninjas, and they're creeping across the sand silently.
Go, go, hot goblin ninjas.
Well, I would like to immediately point them out with, are they your friends?
Now, with a spear of warning, would that give me any kind of benefit to?
Yeah, what does that exactly say on there? You can't get a surprise round, or what's the exact wording on that spear?
One moment.
And I've also got the alert feed. Can't be surprised while you're
Right.
conscious and other creatures.
This magic weapon warns you of danger. While the weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you can't be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep. The weapon
Right.
magically awakens you and your companions within range if any of you are sleeping naturally when combat begins.
So Ronan could be a surprise, but none of the others could.
Right.
I have the alert feed, so
Well,
I can't be surprised either.
right,
Oh, damn,
right.
right.
Well, they're not jumping out to attack you either,
no,
so
you're fine.
you're not in a surprise round yet. But anywho, yes, that definitely would give you an advantage in the situation. So so your spear kind of vibrates, I guess. How does it alert you to the danger?
It doesn't have anything in the description as to how
And
it
it's
happens.
up to you.
so-
Yeah, you tell me.
Yeah, it's up to me.
Danger near.
Well, it's gonna kind of like kind of vibrate slightly in her hands because she's always got it in her hand, so she's always gonna feel it vibrating, and like she's gonna know the vibration means danger is around, so she's gonna start looking around, and
like,
when
Vivid,
Smuggy.
vivid. It's like
Yeah,
a cell
kinda like
phone
the-
ringing,
yeah,
basically.
kind of like a cell phone ringing, that voot, 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 voot.
That's hilarious. Like, imagine if in Lord of the Rings, like Sting would be like,
Sting.
like it does like an alarm sound. Oh my god, that's great.
Shit.
So, yeah. All right. So you guys become aware of these 3 hobgoblins that move out from behind the dune. Now you don't recognize them, Ronan, as the same like tribe. The ones that you met were all covered in red dirt, like red clay, and they covered their chainmail in red dirt, so they like blended into the environment. And they were not really ninjas, per se.
Yeah.
But they did tell you that there were some others that were more hostile out there.
If I have an action before things get started, I would like to cast Comprehend Languages quickly.
Yes, you sure do. They are stepping out, looking at you all sort of curiously.
Hobgoblin, speak
They
goblin, correct?
don't have any weapons in their hands. And yeah, they do speak goblins.
Alright, well, Mudface is gonna call out in Goblin. What are you doing sneaking up on us?
The
Us?
hobgoblin looks at you. They look to each other and they do these really quick, like, sort of hand signals to one another. And then it says back to you, just really quickly, it's just like, be quiet, be still, and puts up its finger to like tell you to be quiet.
Why?
You feel, just as you say that, you feel a rumble in the ground. Very low frequency rumble. And the sand on the ground all starts to like tremor, sort of vibrate.
Is going to go stock fucking still because the last time they were traveling through this area,
It's just a map, it's not, it's a coincidence.
it's true, but it's the entire area around here, we were told, is inhabited by them.
Dangerous.
Right. So you feel this sort of rumbling sound.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And the hobgoblins like stay perfectly still and all sort of listen to it. And you feel it kind of move underneath you. And it passes away. And one of the hobgoblins sort of stands up straight and looks over you, Ronan, looking you up and down, and seeing the bracelets on your arm,
Oh.
kind of noticeably relaxes. And it's like, greetings. And looks over at the other goblins as well in your company and all of you and says, this is a dangerous place to be at this time of night. Shouldn't you be making camp? So looks around suspiciously at all of you.
Probably.
We were
Shouldn't you be making camp?
I would.
I could ask questions too.
The 2 hobgoblins in the back look at each other, and the one that's speaking up, kind of the leader, she's like got, long ears and like scraggly sort of grayish hair, and she pulls back her like ninja mask to reveal her face, which is sort of like battle scarred. And she's like, she looks to Dan in particular, being the human, and then up at the rest of the group, and it's like, and then looks over at the town where you can see the little lights of the town illuminating in the distance. And she says, we have business of our own tonight. Our business is in darkness. And she looks over at all of you and she says, you aren't from a tribe, or your tribe is not from this valley, she says, talking to the other goblins.
My tribe is dragons. I come from the mountain.
They all. She sort of looks at the other hobgoblins. They all look at each other and exchange glances, and she's like, "That's unlikely, but if you say so."
I'll fight you, you doubt me.
Hey, oh, wait. You're you're hobgoblins, like the other ones we met.
She nods.
You also you also having water? Are you all having problems with water?
She says, "Our problem is not with the water, but with the greed of those who think that they own it." And she looks up at the waterfall.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. If it helps, kind of swayed it down to let hobgoblins get some water. And the wizard said he won't be shooting y'all with lightning anymore.
You see one of the hobgoblins at the back looks really shocked, and the other one kind of looks uneasy. But the leader, she keeps a stern expression, and she says, "Is this true? You've spoken with the wizard?"
Yeah.
She says, "Then perhaps we will make camp, and you can tell us of what he has said." "Make a fire," she says to one of the other hobgoblins who
Do you have
begins
food?
making one. No. Maybe. Yes, a little. They've got some dried lizards.
I love dried lizard.
I do too.
So, after a short moment, they manage to set up a little bit of fire, and you guys sit around to share some fried lizard. Some of the finest you've ever had. It tastes
Making
exactly
sure
like how your mom
sit
used to make
as
it.
Close to Terrence as I can. I'm sitting as close to Terrence and the hobgoblins as I can, staying as far away from the goblins as I can.
Wow.
Nope. And Dan Truelove is kind of standing guard with his halberd.
Oh.
He's AFK for a second.
That's fine.
I just got back.
Alright, perfect.
Oh, welcome back.
Thank you.
So, the hobgoblins all sort of sit around, and they want to hear about what Zorbo said. Now, you come to get to know them a little bit. There's the leader whose name is Yinti. And then her son, who is the medium guy in the group, his name is Lamb, and then the third person in the group, which is a younger kobold or hobgoblin, not related to them, named Salg. He's the one that looked freaked out when you guys said that you talked to the wizard. He kind of had this look, wide eyes. You could tell. It doesn't take an insight check to know that something was up. He had a reaction to that. So anyway, they sit down and they throw a fried lizard in the pot and ask you guys to tell them a little bit about what the wizard said. Tell us of what this wizard has spoken.
Are they still speaking in Goblin, or are they speaking Common, by the way?
They are speaking Common. They can speak Common.
Very good.
Hey, Miss Hobgoblin, can I have some of that dried lizard?
Oh, why don't you get your dragon to get it for you?
Because he's not here, obviously. Do you see a dragon? I don't see a dragon anywhere.
He kind of smirks and passes you a chunk of dried lizard.
Thank you.
She just happily starts gnawing on it, just like a piece of beef jerky just sticking out of the side of her mouth as she's just watching the group.
So, you basically tell them kind of what happened between you guys and Sorbos.
Yeah.
And the hobgoblin, do you want to add any spice to that, or you just tell him the straight up literal story?
So, alright, so we got to town, okay? I went to talk to the wizard man because he is a very powerful wizard. My name's Rowan. I have not been this very long. I went to go talk to the wizard guy to see if he could help me out with figuring out how to go back to normal. He has not helped me. He's very kind, by the way. Gave me tea. It's very nice. Anyways, he asked us to go deal with some hobgoblins, and I was like, sure. He said he's gonna teach me some magics and stuff, so I said, yeah, I'll go help the hobgoblins. So we got over there, we talked to the hobgoblins. They were a little intimidating at first, but then the lady shaman leader talked to us, and we got to know that they weren't getting water. That's not very cool. So we left, and we went to talk to Sorbos, and it was like, look, they need water too. You can't have all the water. There's plenty of water for everybody. So he said, yeah, you know what? You're right. That was kind of rude of me. I'll let them drink from that side of the water. We'll drink from this side of the water.
The goblin's
That
just
was
like
that.
following you, nodding as you go, and she says,
There's a Tommy
Well.
Magic, though.
this complicates things. You see the younger goblin again looking at her and looking between the two other goblins. Definitely something unspoken sort of goes between them. And she looks to herself and she's like, Liam, you must return back to the village and tell them what they've said. Go now. And he stands up and starts running off that way.
Dan would try to stop him with words. He'd say, hold on a second. What exactly does this mean for you all?
They look at each other and she says, things have already come to a boiling point. She says, we were sent here to do reconnaissance. The chief of our tribe is planning an attack with a powerful weapon first thing in the morning.
Oh, you're the ones that the other shaman told us about.
She nods and says, perhaps.
Yeah, she said to hurry up and get this done before the attack happened, or else people would die. We don't want people to die. Can y'all not do the attack?
She says,
Did you guys kill someone before?
didn't we kill someone before?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, they probably killed a lot of people. So,
Look, that was an accident. I didn't mean for him to run off the cliff and fall to his death, okay?
Sure.
they really should have a guardrail on that chasm.
Let's
really
see.
should
Let's
have.
know this
The
lizard.
fact of the matter is, I don't want people to die. It doesn't mean that people don't die. I don't want them to die. It's casualties.
The hobgoblin, she sort of frowns and she says, we will Liam will make it there before the attack starts. He'll do his best to talk sense into him. I only hope that Chief Olrog will listen. She kind of crosses her hands and, contemplates for a moment. And she says, he has been looking for a reason to go to war with the village. He believes that the water is ours by right.
Well, like you said, water is not to be owned by any one person.
She nods.
I just find water in the desert. All you gotta do is dig far enough and you're gonna find mud. And then all you gotta do is press the mud enough and you get the water. Or you can just eat the mud.
The hobgoblin nods and says, wise words, little one. You know much. Are you sure you're not from around here?
Yeah, sure. I was just taught by the dragon.
That's very accurate. Only here, sometimes instead of water, you find
Oh,
deadly worms.
That's when you just go bonk.
The, Indeed. So, at first light, we'll head to the Hobgoblin Village. And hopefully we can settle this all before it's too late.
Yeah, because, I'll be honest, Mr. Wizard, he could fly and shoot lightning. I don't know if you can handle that. It's a lot.
She shakes her head. She shakes her head and she says, Chief Orog has uncovered a powerful weapon from the days long past.
Impressive.
I believe it's powerful enough to thwart the wizard.
That would be cool. I'm just saying, if it's not, you all could die, and that's not good.
That is fair. That's a fair assessment. Right?
I'm looking out for you people.
So, all right. So you guys basically have the night to rest. Get ready for in the morning where you're going to travel off into the desert to try to reason with the Hobgoblin Chieftain to prevent him from coming and attacking the town, and find out more about this weapon he supposedly has that has potential to, kill a level 20 wizard, which is absurd. So, we'll take a quick 5 right here, and then we'll come back and start it up again.
Peace.
When you are.
Let's go.
Ready now.
And we're back. So,
We're all gonna die.
yeah, you guys get some rest and wake up early at the very crack of dawn as the hobgoblin ninjas, kind of like Ale from Wheel of Time, basically. They're like desert ninjas. They're getting up and sort of kicking you, waking you up, and motioning off to the horizon where they
Little goblin
gonna start
waking up
heading.
before the sunrise. Mudface likes to get up right before the sunrise and do some
Alright.
stretching to
To
the.
be waking up.
We'll be
to a
stretching and
small-
meditating, doing monk stuff.
To be waking up to a small bunny sleeping on his chest. And as he moved, the bunny would quickly get up and get the fuck out of the way.
Alright, so you guys scurry across the desert with the hobgoblins and start.
You going with them to their place?
That's what they are suggesting. Now you're, a free person, obviously.
Who woke up? Bunny on your chest?
Yes, it did.
So you guys camped out basically somewhere around this area ish, and they are heading you down here to their main encampment.
Gonna go. We're gonna have words with your village leader. We're gonna have words with your village leader, and hopefully we don't die and they don't go and kill a bunch of quote unquote innocent people. Right?
Hey, why don't you tell me what you want to say and I'll say it in Goblin.
Have this ruby on the head lets me speak in other languages.
So the hobgoblins are leading you quickly to their village, and when you guys get there, it's set up almost just like the other one. They prefer to build their encampments as like sort of temporary structures between these massive rock spires that give them shelter from like the wind and sandstorms. They when you get there, you see like a whole crowd has gathered around, and all the hobgoblins are looking at you as you come up. There's like non-combatant, women and children and stuff all in the background, which are sort of ducking away, and they all seem like, starved, covered in dirt. They're just very poor living conditions out here. And you see the mouth of a large cave in the very back of the town, which almost like a road sort of cuts through the middle of all the tents, leading to this massive cave entrance. Outside of which you see the crowd of hobgoblins, which are all staring at you.
Dragon lives in that cave?
And then the
Is man
hobgoblin's
up?
just like, no.
Dang it.
You have to go in there.
She nods and she says, it is where the chieftain stays. We will check with Liam and see what has happened. When you see...
Y'all go talk to him. Do we have to go talk to him in the cave?
She just nods as she keeps walking.
It's the bunny that like
determinedly.
the cave.
Dan will continue forward into the cave.
Right, so the crowd sort of parts around you.
And I don't like being enclosed in places.
Mudface will grab Smugface's hand and follow into the cave.
To the cave.
Come on, Ronan. It'll be alright.
All
Sticking
right.
next to the parent.
Okay.
Putting my head on a swivel.
Good. We watch each other's backs. That's the best way to do it.
All right. So you guys walk into the cave. 1 second. Boom. Put yourselves in your little marching order as you come up into the room. Now, first, when you come in, the first thing you notice is the glow of hundreds of crystals coming out of this irregularly shaped cave. You can see like lights kind of floating around in the air as well. But the whole
Mudface
place,
is immediately gonna be drawn to the shinies.
right? And they are shiny and glowing, and you can feel like a warmth coming out of the room as the whole thing
She's
sort of
gonna try
pulsates.
to walk in that direction unless stopped.
Mudface, impolite. They are doing other things. We've got a thing we're going to do.
But they're shiny.
We can
and
find
warm. I want one.
Delayed satisfaction. Wait until we are done with this, and it'll be that much greater when you're ready.
Now, you Ronan, you probably know, and Terrence, you guys both probably recognize these crystals immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
Yes, we do.
You know that they are bad, that they are very bad for being alive, and that you have like an experimental, crazy aircraft engine hidden somewhere. Where did you guys put that? It's in your cart. You've got it with you this whole time. You've just been dragging around a experimental weapon.
So the dead bodies are on top of it to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
Which has been effective so far. So much so that even God forgot where it was. That's when you know you're doing a good job. So, So you grab the goblin before she runs in there to look at all the crystals. And you see into the cave to the north, where several hobgoblins are crowded around a large, cobbled-together device. A couple of them are like wearing goggles, and they've got some tools that it looks like they've been working on putting this thing together. You can see there's like a massive flywheel and pistons and all kinds of crazy stuff, and what looks like a crude sort of antenna sticking out of the front of it, a thick copper wire with a huge ball at the end, like almost like a Tesla coil. And there's a opening at the top of it where it looks like a crystal could be placed inside, but there is no crystal inside. And you can see some of the tubes and pipes have been sort of broken off as though a piece of it has been removed. Standing among the group is Liam, the hobgoblin that you guys met the night before that came here to like deliver the message. He looks up at you guys as you come up and he's like, addresses his mother as she enters the room. He's like, Mother, I told him what was happening, but Chief Oolog, he defied the council and left in the middle of the night. He took the stone with him. I think he believes that he could still operate the weapon. The other hobgoblins are like scratching their heads, and you see like a couple of normal goblins that are with them, which look up at you guys when they see other normal goblins in the room, and they kind of look up happily and then sort of, frown as the like hobgoblin smacks them on the back of the head and like gives them a wrench, and they start like working on the machine again.
Hey, be nice.
The hobgoblin sort of looks over at you and he like wipes his glasses off and looks through like his like steampunky goggles at you and squints, and then sort of shakes it off. You see the other hobgoblins like kind of go back to work as well. And Liam sort of walks up to you guys and he's like,
Did you say that your chief is gone?
He nods, and he took the weapon with him. But if he blah blah blah, sorry, brain fart. But I believe I know where he's going.
To our village. To the village we came from.
She shakes his head and she says, Not yet. She motions over to the big broken machine. Obviously, he didn't take this whole machine with him, right?
Yeah.
So whatever this lightning bolt machine they had created or whatever, he's left here. So he just took the crystal with him and ran off,
Is it like
right?
those crystals over there?
She says,
a cavern full of deadly crystals.
She nods, but
Alright.
says,
Tiny.
but not. She says, sort of. This crystal had been shaped by the old ones, she says.
You know those crystals hurt people and they can do bad things, right?
She nods.
Yeah.
She goes, yes. We managed to repair this machine. Chief Oolog knows where another exists, even more powerful. We believe he's taking the crystal there.
This sounds great.
Sounds bad.
dangerous.
So, You don't know how long you two plan on walking around with us? Well, you three, really. Dan, you got your Monk Lady, and Music Goblin.
Music Goblin.
If you want to help us stop a madman possibly from killing people, that'd be great.
I will pay you in food and shinies.
No offense to your village leader, by the way.
He sort of shrugs.
Speaking of, do you care if... How do you want him dealt with?
They say... The chief knew what the cost of defying the council would be.
Well, if he dies, who is going to be next in line for chief?
Well, that would be Derek. They motion over to this hobgoblin who just looks up and he's like, "Hi, I'm Derek."
You know what, Derek? You seem like a
Derek?
perfect fit.
Derek, can I have one of the shinies in that cave?
Well...
Lady Goblin! No, they hurt you!
Listen,
You know...
the last person we met who touched one of those is no longer
Exploded.
here.
It's really great to meet you. I'm Derek, by the way. And he walks off, kind of out of the
I'm
frame.
that face.
Out of frame. Exit stage like
I don't think Derek's gonna make a good leader.
I think he doesn't have the backbone. You think that he would have stayed to make more decisions?
Honestly, it was how he carried himself. He just...
Didn't have the guts.
Need to have faith.
I'm still laughing at that. Hi, I'm Derek.
Dan would ask the hobgoblin, where do you think your chief would have gone, if not for the village?
Well, they said that they thought he was going to try to recover this other ancient weapon, which we believe is located in the... Well, there's a tomb. It's on the edge of the rim, south of town. If you go straight towards the massive, like, 200-foot sort of cliff that encircles the whole valley, he says, at the foot of the cliff, you'll find an opening to an ancient structure. But be careful. There are things that lurk inside.
Things. What kind of things?
The hobgoblin sort of shakes her head and says, "It is forbidden to go into the ruins, but according to the legends, there were those that chose to live inside of the caves after the cataclysm that destroyed these lands. After generations of living in the darkness, they changed."
Oh, I don't... And your chief went to go... their help?
No, he went to just go fight with them, but try to just get some relic out of the ruin.
Oh, so he's gonna... with them, we don't have to deal... Okay.
He's gonna just, same bag as you as far as the mutant freaks from underground are. He's in the same boat.
Yeah. Okay. I'm all for helping the village, helping this village, helping that village. You don't know if we can help these mutant night creatures of the night who want to eat everything, apparently. I don't know if I can... That's all I'm saying.
Well, we don't know if they eat them. For
Dan
sure.
would immediately start to walk out after hearing all of this.
All right.
Plan.
He's just heading straight towards the ruin.
Yes.
And a man with a plan,
All
and I
right.
don't know if I can stand it.
All right, so you guys follow Dan out of town, heading
My
directly
face
towards
is
the ruin.
reluctantly dragged away from the shinies.
Okay.
Do you want to try to stealth up to the shinies?
No, because I know she's not gonna stealth up to the shinies. She'll not do so good, I'm sure.
I mean,
I mean, all I'm saying is
yes,
bardic
yeah.
inspiration.
we have a very stealthy elf who would maybe, possibly.
Just to see what would happen if I did try to stealth. I'm gonna try to just roll a test stealth with her.
Oh,
Put yourselves
yes,
in
yeah.
marching order.
Oh.
Yeah, put yourselves in marching order. As you start coming up to the edge of the rim, you can see exactly the cave they're talking about. Pretty obvious. You know, you get to an area at the edge of town where the hobgoblins have put up a bunch of weird, rickety wooden scarecrow fixtures to try to scare off the giant scorpions and other nuisances of the desert, vultures
Why
and
is there
whatnot.
3 of me on the map?
I'm sorry, what?
It shows 3 of me on my map for some reason.
Oh,
We cast a mirror image.
I only
Cast
see one.
mage armor as we're approaching.
Anybody else see 3? I only see the one.
I see the one.
Okay,
I
cool.
only see one.
So
Yeah, okay.
anyway,
That's
and
good.
a short while afterwards, you see this massive entrance of a cave. And as you're approaching, lying on the ground near the cave entrance, the body of a hobgoblin warrior.
Goblin
What sort
warrior?
of garments are they wearing?
The hobgoblin? Well, he's
Do we
wearing
roll an
tattered
investigation?
chainmail.
Any distinct colors that would represent any sort of allegiance?
Well, he's wearing the same. This group of hobgoblins, the ones that you just saw, that you were just talking with, they were all sort of dressed in black and had sort of blackish tinted chainmail. He looks like one of them. The
Alright,
other
gotcha.
tribe that they had met before was more. I had red coloring on everything. So this guy, but he's dead, and his neck is all sliced up, and it looks like some sort of tentacle had sort of strangulated him.
Oh.
And you see all sorts of crazy markings in the sand that look like tracks going all over the place, like giant snakes or something, and disappearing into these dunes around on either side of the cave. And as you get
There
close,
really-
you see the sand suddenly starts to shift as mounds begin to rise up off the ground. As coming out of the sand are massive worm-like creatures with tentacle mouths. They're gricks, if you know what those are. But these are, I guess they're sand gricks. They're baby tremors from the movie Tremors.
I don't like them at all.
Right. Anyway, roll initiative. Let me clear the initiative order before you do that, though. Roll initiative now.
That's a 16 from Terrence. Solid. Always
Right.
middle ground. Just an average man.
You know what? Nothing's wrong with being consistently average in D&D is a great thing.
Yeah, he's just average. He's just an average dude who, if he doesn't really know why he's here. He joined for a nice place for his donkeys to ride along safely and has been dragged into whatever.
And
the fuck.
Joe from the coffee shop winds up in a fantasy show. Hey guys, here to help.
Does the average tell you?
Now you know how Derek feels now that he's the chief of the Hobgoblin tribe.
Oh,
He's
you
going
know
through a
what?
lot right now.
You have, like,
He's going through a lot internally right now.
Probably feels pretty bad.
you know what?
Oh, he's going through a
I'll have
lot.
to help him with that.
So, I need to get some more people on initiative order. Who's missing off the tracker? Dan,
Terrence is 16.
Terrence. Is a 16, you said?
Yeah, 16.
Thank you. And how about Dan?
I got a 18.
Alrighty. So we're good to go.
Dan, for you, if you click your token before you roll initiative on Roll20, it should put it straight into the thing.
Okay.
It's no big deal. So
Yeah, it's one of those silly little things you just gotta remember to do. I sometimes even forget to do it, and I have to roll initiative twice because I forget to tie up my token.
oh,
much
okay.
death
So
stuff happens.
again,
And
Ronan,
I've been in the live games.
you're
yeah,
first.
Ronan's always gonna go first. I'm a bunny.
Mhm.
You're fine. Guys! Words! I am going to mild panic attack.
Remember, Dan is a large wall.
Yeah, I'm tempted to send something your way. I am going to. Ah! I don't like those things being so close to me. I'm gonna use my bonus action. My carrot is going to appear in my hand. I'm gonna grab my book and I'm going to spin a circle around the book, and a golden cylinder or circular object will appear above me, and then a rope will start pulling out of my bag and will go 50 feet in the air.
Ooh.
And I will cast rope trick. Then I will use my movement, climb the rope 30 feet, and I'm going into my hole. Not there yet.
Wow. So you just start
I'm
booking
getting
it.
away!
Fucking
He's running to another dimension,
Alright.
to a pocket dimension where he will be safe.
As the
so-
boat scurries away,
Thrown
he
it up
hears
here
Mudface
inside
yell
the
he's a
circle.
coward.
All right, so Dan, after this amazing display of bravery, it's your turn.
You already know he's here.
I will, for my free action, I'll yell out to the not cowards to get behind me. And then
I get behind no butt.
I'll just hold my action.
All right, for what?
To make,
Just-
or I guess I won't even hold my action because I'm going to rely on my attack of opportunities.
You could like hold your whole turn to be after someone else if you want.
Okay, I'll hold it after Mudface.
All right. So, Terrence, your turn.
Terrence is very not happy with his current situation. The one closest to Ronan, even though Ronan is climbing up into the air, I can't ping like I'm usually able to. I do apologize.
This one down here to the south. That one,
Yes,
gotcha.
thank you. Terrence is going to send a blow directly into it with his bow. Or try to, at least.
All right. Give it your best go. Give it the old college try.
Oh, he will.
You fire your bow at the Grick. Crazy snake worm creature.
At 11 to hit, man, that would have been really good damage.
Eee. Well, rough. Alright, so it just smashes into the sand and does not do any damage to the Grick. Poor thing. Misses completely, plunks, and disappears.
And then I would like to do exactly as Dan said, because Terrence is a coward. He just can't escape into a magical dimension.
Alright.
Wait till you see what comes out of the cave.
Terrence is watching that cave.
When you look into the cave, you see a crumbled entryway and like what looks like stonework. It's all dilapidated and crumbled, and you see it goes a little bit, opens up into a circular room, almost like a key shape, and there's a statue up against the wall inside. But you don't see any
These
monsters
things
or
are
anything that
wall
looks like it's going to
fire?
kill you. Do you roll a nature check? What do you know about Gricks? How familiar are you with the Grick?
Live in the desert.
He's an outlander background.
Fair enough. Roll survival. See if you know enough about them to know their resistances.
That's end of turn for Terrence, by the way.
I
Perfect.
think she knows about them.
They're
I got a
resistant.
25.
They're resistant to non-magical damage. So you've got to use a magic weapon to do normal
So if
damage.
she were to do like a dragon's breath attack, it would damage them?
Yes.
Nice. Because she's gonna breathe fire at the two that are like closest to her.
All right. So they have to make dexterity saves. What's your DC?
One
Oh.
moment. DC 14.
All right. So the nearest one fails. The further one passes. Takes half damage. How much damage? But isn't it 15 feet? So you might have to get a little closer.
20-foot cone or
Oh, 20.
30-foot line and
Nice.
5 foot wide. So
Yeah, you got it. I thought it was only 15. That's nice. That's good distance. So 6 damage and 3 to the one that passed.
yeah.
Nice. All right, so you
And then
breathe
after-
fire. You see their skin sort of sizzles and pops and cracks, and they like make this horrible screeching, and their tentacles like flail around. You can see the claws at the end of their individual tentacles, and their beak sort of snapping in the middle there. And Dan, it's your turn. Terrence ran and hid behind you. The rabbit's gotten himself mostly out of harm, and the goblins
y'all
are
just
starting
saw
to
the
attack.
3-foot You just saw the 3-foot goblin just breathe fire like a.
Yeah, like a circus performer or something. Yeah, or a dragon. Say it's your turn.
Let's see. I'll use I'll probably just use my channel divinity, and that is going to screw it. Let's just cast protection from good and evil.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
And I will I'll cast it on myself.
All right, so they'll all have
Smug face is
disadvantage,
out there.
or they have to make a will save when they attack you.
Yes.
Oh, this is disadvantage.
Disadvantage,
That's,
okay.
that's where it is.
That's sanctuary. I got you. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Got my
sanctuary
wires
is granted
crossed,
with a wisdom
yeah.
Save or
Yeah.
lose the attack or pick a new target.
Right,
If you don't pass, if you succeed, you can continue with the attack as normal.
both good spells.
I know that
So,
very well because I've done Sanctuary quite a bit with my characters.
It's
Right.
on my current sorcerer.
right.
And then for my bonus action, I will channel Divinity Champion Challenge. So as a bonus action, each creature of my choice within 30 feet must make a Wisdom saving throw, a DC of 12, or it can't willingly move more than 30 feet away from me.
Ooh, well, unless you want to move, that's only this one Grick. You do have all your movement though, if you want to use it.
I'll move right here to just get the second one.
Okay.
And so they make Wisdom saving throws, DC 12.
All right. So the first one passes, the second one fails.
Sweet.
And
That
Yeah.
is all I'll do on the turn.
all right, so it's the Grick's turn. Now, this one here, it sort of slithers through the sand super quickly. Stops right here, north of you, Mudface, and rears up, all of its tentacles sort of coming up and getting all crazy in your face. Makes one attack. Is a 16 a hit? Or your A17 is your AC, right?
Yeah, 17 AC.
Alright, so it almost gets you. Its tentacle sort of swipes at you, and you see its beak sort of snapping back behind it. But it doesn't get to make its attack because it missed you. The other one is going
Polar
to...
Master.
Oh, nice. You missed that.
I
but
think I
worth
may
a
have
try.
missed, yeah.
Yeah, still worth a try.
That'll be my reaction.
Yeah, still good. This one sort of slithers through the ground, passing you by, and attacking your friend. Now they're flanking you, though, by also a coincidence.
Would that get an opportunity attack or no?
No, because he's still within
I only
your
get
range.
one reaction.
But it is attacking, correct?
Yes. It's attacking that guy.
Attacking the hobo.
Sorry, your Mudface and it's...
Smug face.
Smudge face. My brain only wants to hold on to one of those face names. It's not one to do them.
Which one
Yeah,
is
but-
attacking?
Smug and mud.
This one right here is attacking Smudge face with a tentacle. Boom, 17. Is that a
Well-
hit?
I'm
That'll
going
hit.
to use
That'll
my
hit.
reaction.
Okay.
I was gonna
Like
say I was gonna do a
slimy.
reaction too, because I've got Draconic
Yeah.
Gift of the Metallic Dragon reaction.
Well,
thing.
we'll let him do his reaction first. Silvery barbs. Okay. You might not need to use yours.
I'm
There's
not
still
in
two
the
more of
thing
these
yet.
guys.
And,
Ooh.
14 will hit, but
but I will also going to give Terrence advantage.
Good
on his
deal.
next roll.
Can I do a reaction if that hits?
There's a 14 hit?
It does hit.
Okay, so it still hits.
Well, because I've got
I
gift
can't-
the metallic dragon protective wings. When you or another creature you can see within 5 feet of you is hit by an attack, you can use your reaction to grant a +2 bonus to the target's AC against that attack roll, potentially causing it to miss. You can use this reaction 2 times per long rest.
Would that help you out?
So it is 5 feet, and unfortunately I am 10 feet away. But I also
no.
do have that, and I'm going to use that on myself.
Okay, good, perfect.
Dragons,
Alright.
goblins, bro.
So you
Too many of them.
managed to avoid the attack after this elaborate time interdimensional transfer or whatever just happened. How does silvery barbs even work? I try to envision it, and I'm like, it has
Well,
something to do
you
with
see, I
barbs,
rolled
and
a
it
bunch
just like
of
changes reality.
Magic in his face.
I don't
And I
know
do
how it
some
works.
timey-wimey shit, and I basically rewind his own
Oh, wait.
action.
There's 2 more bricks down here though, to the south, and they
Yeah.
have 30 feet of
Yeah.
movement.
Are they gonna scum up under me and snack at me?
They can't get to you, so they're not really
They
wasting
can't.
their time.
Arr.
But they are
Although
coming in
there is
hot.
a rope that hanging down that can still be climbed if they are able
Well,
to.
they're actually blind and they're using tremor sense, so they don't actually
Good.
know you exist because it's
That
tremors.
was my plan.
Right. So this one here is tentacle. Tentacle attack. Ah! Oh well, that's a miss. All right, the other one doesn't get a chance to attack, and it's your turn, Smudge Face.
Oh god.
You got this, Smuggy. You can do
It's
it.
all come down to you. This is your moment to not get killed by Griggs.
Do the power ballad.
I can sing the theme song to Starship Enterprise. The one that was like the classic rock Star Trek theme song. God, that was such a good show. So yeah, what do you do?
I am going to action disengage. So I'm going
Alright.
to take action of opportunity.
Already liking it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do back the fuck up.
All right.
And I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to who needs it the most.
It's your wife.
Yeah, I'll give it to Mudface.
All right. You feel inspired. How do you inspire? What inspirational quote do you pass to your friend?
I strum on my lyre, the softest melody I can.
Just very gently playing like a melody in the middle of this battle.
As
We're
I'm
playing a love song in the middle of combat. I love it.
All right, so Ronan, from your perch up in the air, what do you do?
I will, as I'm going to grab a hand, I is off to my side. I'm going to, again, bonus action, bring out, well, no, the carrot is still out. I'm going to quickly make a sigil in the air. It's going to be blue and frosty, and I'm going to blast a 30-foot cone at these 2 guys.
Right on.
Like,
The two in the south.
yeah, my thing won't click for some reason, won't ping. And
Ooh.
I'm going to cast Grimes Binding Ice.
Ooh. That's a con save or a dex save? Con save.
Is a con.
Whoa! Look at that. That's a decent con save for the first Greg. Second one though is a fail. Is that for half damage?
On a failed save, takes the full cold damage, and it's hindered by ice formations for 1 minute. So, or until another creature within reach uses action to break away the ice. A creature hindered by the ice has its speed reduced to 0. On a successful save, a creature takes half damage and is not hindered. So, the one that failed is frozen in place, basically, until otherwise broken free, and the one that saved only takes half damage.
Fair enough. Oh, why is anybody else roll 20 not being very responsive?
Mine is not being responsive right now at all.
Mine is not either. None of the tokens are updating or moving.
I'm able to hit my token.
I can click the token, but oh no, it stopped now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gonna
no,
refresh.
Me too.
Roll
Oh.
20.
I'm gonna refresh as well.
Alright, but yes,
Yeah.
and after blasting out the large cone of ice, similar to the weird goblin, just different. I am going to then climb the rest of the way into my little hole, and I'm just going to be inside my dimensional space where no one can see me, but I can.
Alright, so this one here is frozen solid. The other one is not. Terrence, your turn.
But it does take the damage, yes.
Yes.
Half damage for that.
Got the damage on there. Half damage, full damage. And Terrence, your turn.
Alright, Terrence is gonna do something either very brave or very stupid. Probably both.
Probably both.
Is
No,
it
both
bravely
is 90%
stupid or
chance of both.
stupidly brave?
And remember, Terrence, you do have advantage on one roll the next minute.
Who? 5 to
Terrence
15.
does.
Let me check distance real quick to make sure I can get to where I want to be. Right there on.
Your next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw within 1 minute.
Yeah.
So your choice of.
Right. I can get to there. Which is...
The next. Okay.
It's hard to move my person like this. I apologize.
Oh, where do you want to go? I'll move you for you.
Alright. I'm up. Fucking... Give me a moment. There we go. Around there. Right here.
Yeah, see, I'm guessing over here. I can't move
Oh,
shit.
you can't see. You gotta. Alright, just 30 straight down.
Perfect. My roll 20's acting up again.
You gotta love it.
Yeah, I'm just switching to Foundry, guys. Because mine is also locked up again. My god.
I don't know why. I blame Terrence.
You know what? It probably is my fault. You know, it's just my sheer amazing greatness and your averageness. Terrence is secretly from the plane of Mechanus.
Roll 20! I'm publicly complaining about you in a live stream. Why are you ruining my life? And I'll tell you what. The freaking layout for the Roll20 modules has gone down. The quality of the Roll20 marketplace has dissolved.
And Terrence will then weave a ghostly magic into one of his arrows, setting a 30-foot line from him through the two creatures. He is going to use his ghostly shot, or his
Alright.
piercing shot.
Let's see it.
I need them to make a DC 13 dex save for me.
Alright,
When you use this often, you don't make an attack roll for the arrow, instead, yada yada. Each creature in line must make a 30 saving throw.
There's the one that's hindered.
Yeah.
So it takes the damage of the arrow plus an additional 1d6, which the damage of the arrow will be 5, plus the 1d6, which is also 5, so this will be 10 damage to each if they fail.
Alright, so the first one passes, the second one fails, one in the ice. As the arrow passes through it, it sort of shrieks and withers around on the ground and dies. Can't delete the token because Roll20 is stupid. The other one, slightly to the north of it, is still alive, and it sort of rears back, screeching again, its tentacles flailing around. Your turn, Mudface? That's the end of your turn, Terry?
Yes.
Okay, Mudface.
Alright, so she's gonna keep her spear in hand and decide to slash at the one nearest her.
Alright. Very well.
At that one.
Alright. Worth a try.
You have it in Inspiration, yeah, bardic
I
inspiration.
do
Oh,
have
yeah,
bardic
yeah, yeah.
inspiration.
You're gonna wanna
So
use it.
how do I roll a d8?
Yep,
It's a D6.
D6. You're not quite D8. Right. So 15 is a hit.
Yeah.
9 damage. Alright, so you chuck your spear and it sticks into the Grick, which sort of falls back into the sand and rides, getting back up and starting to come back at you again as the spear sort of falls out of it. But you can see it's bleeding now profusely from this large wound.
And I think
Spear
I
left
can
inside.
bonus action unarmed strike.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
But you're 10 feet away.
You can do it twice, or you can just punch him.
Oh no, you're fighting the one to the north of you. Sorry. So yeah, go
Yeah,
for
I'm
it.
not the one that's right in front of me.
Go for it. Yeah, punch him in the face. If he has like a face, I don't know.
Punch him in the mouth, beak.
Right. That's
I don't
right,
get
Karen.
him.
Boom. So.
Because I can't add the bardic again because I used it for the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't hit that time.
Well, your turn, Dan.
So, so how damaged does the Northern Greek look? Is it pretty healthy?
Pretty bad, actually.
Yeah? Okay. Then this is what I will do. I will cast Wrathful Smite on my weapon. I will then attack the Grick directly south of Mudface. So,
All right.
23.
Yeah.
I hope that hits.
Oh yeah. That's a great hit.
So then here's damage from the halberd, and then Wrathful Smite is a 1d6 psychic damage.
Nice.
And then additionally, if the target, blah blah blah, make a Wisdom saving throw or be frightened until the spell ends.
Oh, that's probably a fail. What's the DC on that? 12?
Yes.
That's a fail. So
No,
he's...
it is frightened.
How much damage total? Did you roll the extra
let
D6?
me-
4?
Yeah, let me roll this real quick.
Oh, it looked like it
too
already
bad.
rolled. It rolled a 4, didn't it? Under your DC 12, it says 4 psychic.
Oh yeah, it did. Never mind.
Okay, cool.
I didn't know it was that smart.
13. Alright, so it's still alive, but it takes the damage, and that's the end of your turn?
Yes, because I used my bonus action.
Alright, so it takes the damage and then turns around and starts to flee, diving down into the sand, burrowing, and disappearing. I can't move the tokens. Roll20 is completely locked up on me.
Would I be able to attack that as it tries to move out of my range with my feet?
Right, absolutely. You get an attack up. You have a 10-foot range?
I do with halberd.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Ooh, that's a hit. Nice, good damage too. So you chop it in half as it's disappearing into the sand, and its tail just lays on the top of the sand, blood coming out. You've killed it.
Sweet. There's my reaction too.
Which one was just killed?
This one to the south of you.
Cool.
Okay. So
So the one behind me.
the Gricks, there's the only two that are left alive. Is the one that is in the top of the southern group and the one that is north of you, Mudface. The Mudface, it's attacking you first. Oh, darn it. It fails. The other one scurries through the sand super quickly, throwing sand up everywhere, Dan, as it jumps up into your face, trying to wrap its tentacle around you with a 19. That hits you. What's your AC? You got a lot of armor.
Isn't his AC 20?
Does the 19 hit you, Dan? 20? Alright, almost getting you. You there, Dan? Nope.
I don't think so.
me double check his AC then. I can't click his token. Somebody click his token and tell me, make sure it's
20.
20.
I clicked it.
Okay, good. I just want to double check. So it misses, and sort of falls back down to the sand. Now it is in this square right in front of him. I'll try to reload and move the token. So Smudge Face, it's your turn.
Alright,
Right there.
I got it. I'm gonna move it quick before it freezes again. Until it put that. All right.
I'm going to Bardic Inspiration Mudface once again.
Nice.
I'll be right back. I gotta let my dog out.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Bardic Inspiration.
And
And the one below Dan, I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on.
rough. Let's see.
How do
Can
you
the
mock a
grip?
sandworm?
How do you mock the sandworm?
I call
You
him
can't even
Steve.
make spice. You can't.
Call him Derek.
All right.
You'll never be as good as Derek.
Oh wow.
Damn.
He looks
Wow,
at
he
you and he's
doesn't
like,
care.
I'm twice the man that Derek will ever be.
No. That is my turn.
Alright, so Mudface. It's your turn. Oh, she just left. No, Dan. It's your turn, Dan.
Okay. Hang on.
Dan, are you here?
Onan got knocked off the tracker.
Oh, your turn.
I think
Ronan
he-
was the tree. I got knocked off the tracker during
Your
one of
turn,
my
then.
reloads.
Okay, sorry, your turn then. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
You
Yeah,
go.
It's not my fault. It's your fault. All right. So, Ronan, he's currently in a hole. He's not gonna do much. That's his turn.
You don't do anything? You just hide in the hole?
Hide in the hole. Okay. Spells can't be fired through the opening of the hole. I'd have to climb down some, and that's too much work. The bunny.
Ronan, if you do not throw a spell, you are not getting another carrot for the next week.
Ronan will first of all he can make his own carrots. He will poke his little head out. He will climb 5 feet down the hole a little bit. And he will firebolt!
Alright.
In the fiery carrot, I'm deciding on who I want to hit. Well, you know, the big scary goblin that breathes fire is pretty cool. Mainly, I don't want her to breathe fire at me, so we're going to fire bolt that one. That's gonna be probably a miss. I don't know.
Alright. That is, yeah, sadly a miss.
That's fine. I'm gonna scamper back in my hole.
Alright, so the Grick's turn. This Grick attacks you, and this one attacks. Oh, wait. Sorry, you actually get a turn first before the Grick attacks you. My bad. Your turn, Mudface.
Alright, so the one right in front of me is still alive, yes?
Correct.
She's gonna stab at it with her spear again.
It's more alive than it's ever felt in its whole life.
So
You
is
stab
my
it with its spear for just a brief moment before it gets killed. So let's see that spear attack. Ooh,
Ouch. and
that's not good.
then, gonna
Is it gone?
bonus action, flurry of blows.
All right. Ah. No. This is the luckiest Grick of all. He's like, you'll never defeat me, but you do hit him with the flurry of blows for 7 bludgeoning damage,
2 hits.
which is not magical, right? So, it's better than
Well,
Or
I
is it
didn't know how
magic?
to do it, but she has a way to be able to do her unarmed strikes as magical unarmed
Well, then
strikes due to
they
draconic stuff.
Okay. It's
Yeah, because she's the
I'll
dragon
counter it
monk.
as-
They can do elemental
Yeah.
damage of her
Perfect.
choosing with each
Sweet.
strike.
cool. So then it does do full damage. So you punch the Grick, which knocks it back down into the sand, where it sort of writhes around and then goes still as the life leaves its body.
Punched it to death, yeah!
Now, Dan, are you back? Dan, can we hear
Yeah.
you? Okay, it's your turn.
Yeah, I've been here.
Alright.
Sweet. Alright, so it's just this one Grick in front of me?
Right, it attacked you and missed last turn.
Dope. I'm going to... I guess it hit it. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. You think about hitting it, but you just can't quite materialize it.
Let me see. So I'll just use my feet for Polearm Master to attack it with the back end of
Alright.
the halberd.
Bonus action. Ooh, that is a hit.
There we go. And then there's the damage for it.
Nice. So you knock it with it. You notice that the non-magical... Or is your halberd magic?
No, it's not.
You notice the non-magical damage is not really doing as much as it should. And it's the Grick's turn as it rides around and tries to get you with its tentacle again, managing to get into your armor.
Remember, I've got protection from good and evil.
Oh, so he has disadvantage. 16 is a miss. So close. I wanted him to do it. All right, so he misses though. He tries, and your aura of protection sort of buffers him back. And it is Smudgeface's turn. There's only one Grick remaining.
I suppose I shall move around for a flanking position
Nope.
and attack with my rapier.
All right.
Stab, stab!
Yeah.
This is with advantage, yes.
Correct. You're flanking. Yep, you got it. Ooh, nice crit.
Comes out of the
Ooh.
woodworks and just.
15 normal piercing.
Right. Well, that's still enough to kill it. So you jump out and just precisely sort of stab it through the back, and your blade comes out of between its little beak. And it falls down into the sand. Dead. So you guys are all standing around here. And you can see further off in the sand more of these like little mole hills basically appearing, as you can see many more of these Gricks throughout the area. Several
Ronan is
yards
going
away.
to poke his head down through his little hole in the pocket dimension. I suggest everyone climb this rope if you don't want to be worm food.
When you look into the
Terrence is fucking going.
when you look into the cave, you can see that like the ground is like rocky and there's no more sand, and it looks like it would be safe as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust the cave.
Fucking trust the cave. I'm going in the air.
Well, you'll be trapped there, potentially forever.
They'll
Will
be
we?
waiting for you.
No, forever.
Could I go up to the rope and tug on it?
You sure
You could
can.
tug on it.
I'll do that then. I'll go up to the rope and tug on it and see what happens.
Tug on it.
What happens? Yeah, it's tugged. The rope is tugged. Taut.
Tug. It doesn't pull it through or anything. You can climb it. It's there enough where you can climb it. You can't pull the rope out of the hole. Although, you may be able to pull the hole. I don't know, DM.
I'll try to pull the hole if that's allowed. For strength.
How long can you maintain this thing?
It lasts for an entire hour.
Are you really gonna stay inside the hole for an hour?
Probably not. But it's a good short rest. I'm not going to take a short rest in here, but I'm probably not going to stay in it for an hour. But I'm just it does last for an hour, and once it's over, everything in it just falls out.
All right. Well, so you tug the rope, and
It doesn't say it's like anchored in position.
I don't know about that because I feel like that opens up a bunch of weird possibilities that I don't want to consider right
it
now.
does.
But let's just
It does.
say that he pulls the rope and tugs you out of the hole on the end of the rope.
Hey, fuck!
You topple down onto the ground. So you pull the rope and a rabbit falls out. Like a magician.
I'll catch him
clamber
before
up.
he hits the ground.
What are you doing? This creature's in the
Uh-oh.
sand. Get back in.
We killed them all. Let's go.
More.
I'll
Elric
go
would
wrong.
stand right down and start walking towards the cave.
All right.
Or Dan would.
I
Whoa.
jump on his back.
So you guys walk into the cave and you step into there and you're suddenly met with moist air for the first time that you have since you've been into this desert. There's like humidity in here. It's kind of nice actually. But there's ancient crumbling ruins and a ancient statue to some sort of an unknown god. Through the south, you can see the wall is crumbled, and there's a second crumbled structure where, through the cracks, you can see massive reptilian bodies moving around, which you can't quite identify yet. You hear, like, cracking sounds and dripping noises echoing all through the cavern. And
What's the lighting situation in the cavern, by the way?
it is dark. How do you guys...
Well, I can't see.
I'm
Well,
casting
you're right
dancing
in the
light.
doorway, so sunlight is streaming in. So where you're standing right now is in dim light, and further beyond here is dark.
Sounds good.
It's dark.
All right, so you throw your dancing lights up, and you see these ancient walls of a, what looks like an ancient civilization sort of temple, and
Lights are orange in color like a carrot.
stepping out of the shadows on the far side of the room, you see a massive scaled figure, so rippling with muscles, holding a spear, the top of which is a crystal that you recognize, a glowing crystal which is tied on to the tip, made into the tip of a spear. And it's a huge ripped lizard man holding it, and when he looks at you, you see like a frill sort of comes up on the top of his head and his upper back, which begins to glow with a dim blue light as he holds up his spear defensively and looks at you. And that's where we have to stop for tonight.
I don't like that guy.
Wish it could go longer, but we have to leave it on a cliffhanger now.
Aww.
Yeah, you can only go until 10 right on Thursdays, but you did it. Level
Yeah.
5.
Oh, sweet.
Level up.
Right
And,
now? Okay.
Yeah, right now. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Level up, go to level 5, and next week we're going into the dungeon to deal with whatever
The
is
mad
going on in
lizard.
here with the mad lizard. Alright, so everybody say bye. We're gonna
Bye, stream.
yeah, we're gonna end the stream.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye.